Today you will learn how to identify and fix potential weakness to make your house safer. Let's start with one of the most critical entry points, your front door. Almost 20% of break-ins happen through the front door. So here are some tips to check its security. First, check the condition of your front door. If it looks old or damaged, burglars might easily get in. A robust door is the foundation of security. Front doors are categorized into security levels from resistant class 1 to resistant class 6. The higher the level, the more resistant is your door to break-in attempts. I recommend at least resistant class 2 for your front door. For mansions or maybe larger properties, at least security levels resistant class 3 or 4 are suitable. You can find your door security levels on the label, which looks like this. What else should your front door have? Well, good locks, of course. Check if your door has several locking points and mushroom-shaped fittings. These are signs of secure doors because it can only be opened with heavy tools and a lot of time. If you're not sure about the multiple locking points, look at your door at the top and the bottom, for example. If you find extra bolts or pins, your door is probably quite well protected against burglars. Mushroom-shaped fittings look like this, with a wider bolt at the top. They quite look like a mushroom. You can also visit the manufacturer's website or contact them to confirm your door security level. Most burglars who seize opportunities will probably give up after a few minutes when they encounter a well-secured door. Police studies show that most successful break-ins happen in homes with poor security measures. Another important point: glass panels can be weak points. If your door has glass panels, they should be especially secured to prevent shattering or breakthrough. Otherwise, burglars can easily create an opening, reach in, and open your door. Also remember to lock your door when you leave the house. This way, it usually cannot be opened from the inside without a key. By the way, statistically, most break-ins happen in the evening hours, as it starts to get dark. Good lighting or motion detectors around your front door can discourage burglars. By the way, if you're interested in more burglary facts, you might want to watch this video here. Now, let's move on to the second part of our security check: windows and patio doors. Almost 80% of all break-ins occur through windows and patio doors. Can you believe that? 80%? We'll get to the glass in a moment. But let's begin with the frames. Similar to front doors, windows and patio doors, frames are categorized into security levels from resistant class 1 to 6. Here too, I recommend at least resistant class 2 for the frames of your windows, patio doors and balcony doors, of course. Burglars often try to lift the frames first, so make sure your windows or doors can withstand this pressure. First, find out what security level your frame has. Look for multiple locks, mushroom-shaped locks, and additional bolts. You can also search for product names or the label on the frame. Let's clear up a myth I often hear. Some say that wooden frames are not as secure as, for example, plastic or metal frames. But there are even resistant class 4 security doors with wooden frames. In this video, we tested such a frame and couldn't break it open after over 10 minutes. Let me show you some footage. By the way, in the video I explain more about security levels for window frames. Another important point: if you have lockable window handles, someone likely thought about security when your house was built. However, this also means you must always use the lock, which can be quite a pain. If you don't lock all of the windows or even leave the key inside, your insurance coverage might not apply in case of a break-in. You might want to ask your insurance company. Now, what about windows on upper floors? Most attacks probably happen on the ground floor, but you should still secure upper floors. Windows above the garage or balconies are especially vulnerable. You should take the same precaution as with ground-level windows. Do not forget about your skylights. Burglars sometimes enter through them too. Next, let's talk about glass. Everything I say about glass now applies to all the places in your house where you have glass. Burglar-resistant glass is classified into security levels from P1A to P8B, with P1A being the lowest and P8B the highest level. I recommend P6B for houses at risk, minimum. For larger houses or estates, you should have at least P6B, better P7B or even P8B glass. If you want to know exactly how different security levels are, watch this video here. Now, burglars use various tools like, for example, hammers, screwdrivers, axes or crowbars to break glass. The stronger the glass, the more time you have and the more likely the burglar will give up. Now, let's discuss another topic that is often overlooked: basement windows. These are normally protected with a metal grid at the top, and at the bottom you have a regular window. People sometimes leave these windows open because they can't be seen from above, and basement windows are easily forgotten. In some houses, it might be humid down there, so you need to ventilate regularly. You should only leave the window open if you're sure the metal grid on top is very well secured. Often it can be lifted with a screwdriver or even removed without any tools. So please check if your basement window is well secured. What other weakness does your house have? You might not realize it, but the biggest weak point is maybe you. And of course your family. What's even more dangerous than a poorly secured window? Right, an open window. Or keys hidden outside. Or family members, like maybe children, letting somebody they think is, for example, an electric guy, into the house. So talk to all household members about how important security is. Most importantly, tell your kids not to let strangers into the house. And in the era of AI and deepfakes, explain that there are ways to fake voices on the phone. I made a separate video about that. I'll link it right here. And that brings us to the end of this video. Let me summarize the key points for you. 1. Check all openings in your house. The keywords are secure windows and doors, burglar-resistant glass, and secure locks. 2. See if your windows, doors are certified according to security standards. 3. Secure windows on upper floors. 4. Secure your basement windows. And 5. Talk to your family about the importance of burglary prevention and the dangers of deepfakes and social engineering. That's it. You can protect your house from break-ins with effective measures. Do you want to learn more? Then please subscribe to my channel or watch this video here. And if you do have any questions about specific security issues, please write them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Stay safe.